Alright.
Welcome to another build, you Furby loving bastards. This time I'm doing an updated werewolf build. And this is truly an OP build. I wanna thank Qui-Gon Jinn for pointing out that Plague of Insects works with alchemy skill, which can destroy anything on path of the damn difficulty with ease, so I've implemented that as well into this build. Even without Plague of Insects, this is very powerful build. I'm multi-classing Rogue and Shapeshifter Druid. Any kind of Rogue subclass will work with this. Why I've chosen Rogues? Well, because after the latest patch they might be the best class, damage-wise, and I've decided to use this with this build. This is the build. I've chosen Rogue Assassin, but if you do not want to go with Assassin subclass, you can choose Street Fighter, for example. Assassin works great with this because when we cast Plague of Insects at the beginning of the battle, we will get bonus penetration, accuracy and critical hit damage, thanks to the Assassin subclass. It only works with the initial attack, but that's more than enough. If you don't want Assassin, you can go for Street Fighter or Trickster, whatever you want. For Druid, go with Shifter, obviously, we want to be Werewolf. Race, go whatever you want. As for attributes, dump Resolve completely. Resolve here is at 4, Intellect is at 15, Perception is 17, Dexterity is 17, Constitution is 10 and Might is 14. Perception and Dexterity are the main stats for any kind of DPS character, and this is highly DPS effective character. Intellect is needed higher because of the area of effect ability duration, so I went with 15, I believe that's enough, plus we will get bonuses from drugs and a lot more stuff. Constitution at 10 is enough. Might is boosted just a bit so that I can heal myself for more, since I'm gonna use Healing Balm spell from Druid Tree, I think it's called like that. That gives us robust. From active skills, go for Alchemy. This is a must now, because Plague of Insects for some reason works with Alchemy. So it will increase power level of Plague of Insects spells, making it one of the most damaging spells in the game. As for Rogue abilities, what you should go for is Smoke Whale with high intellect that we're gonna have due to drugs and everything else. This will last for enough time for us to get some attacks in. Escape is an optional thing, go for it if you want. If you don't want it, then you can live without it. I just like the fact that I can cover a lot of distance quickly if I'm in trouble. Crippling Strike is a must. You don't need to upgrade it. And go for Finishing Blow upgraded to Devastating Blow. Though with Crippling Strike this has now become a secondary thing, because it costs 2 Guile while this costs only 1 Guile. From passive Rogue abilities, the ones that you absolutely need are Backstab, 2 Weapon Style, Dirty Fighting, Persistent Distraction, Deep Wounds, Improved Critical, and Death Blows. These are an absolute must. From Druid Tree, what you need is Nature's Balm. For earlier game, use Nature's Vigor. Same thing. Almost. Plague of Insects. Earlier in the game, use Insect Swarm. And Relentless Storm. Earlier in the game, use Returning Storm. From passive Druid abilities, what you need is any kind of Wild Strike, and then when you choose your elemental damage, choose corresponding penetration bonus. If you've chosen Wild Strike Shock, then go for Heart of the Storm. Only other thing that you need from here is Rapid Casting, that's it. I still have one more point remaining and I would use this. I forgot to pick it, so. this is the time. That's all there is to it. As for gear, doesn't really matter since you're gonna be in wolf form most of the time. But until you get to wolf form, then just use exceptional dagger with modal ability on, so that you can increase your deflection rating since you're not gonna hit anyone with it anyway. And use some kind of a small shield. You don't want accuracy debuff, because we're gonna cast Plague of Insects at the beginning of the battle before we go into wolf form. So we don't want accuracy debuff with the large and medium shield. Don't forget to set in quick items any kind of drug that you want to use. In this case I'm using Ripple Sponge so that I get intellect and perception bonus. Intellect mainly because we can prolong the duration of wolf form and also Plague of Insects and also returning storms. So it's really useful for this build. Perception, I don't need to say why this is useful, and Resolve will give us more survivability, because with this Resolve buff we negate dumping Resolve. Now for the combat demonstration. Start the battle from stealth and then cast Plague of Insects. You'll get Assassinate bonus. If you don't want to use this spell, I completely understand, because it's so goddamn OP, it's ridiculous, especially with high alchemy skill. Either way, after Plague of Insects, use Nature's Balm on yourself to put Robust status and then Relentless Storms. Now you are ready to go into werewolf form. Oh yeah, don't forget to use drugs before combat as well. When you're in the werewolf form, just use Crippling Strikes and Devastating Blows. Mainly Crippling Strikes though, because Devastating Blows cost 2 Guile. And I tend to save those Guiles for Smoke Whale. That way I can kill enemy almost instantly from stealth. When you use Smoke Whale and go into invisibility, then you can just use Crippling Strike from invisibility or Devastating Blow. It's going to be ridiculously powerful. If you don't kill the enemy instantly, they will be left at low health. That's all there is to this build. After you're in the werewolf form, you just down everyone with Crippling Strikes. If you feel threatened, go into invisibility and then smash the enemy from the stealth. You have solutions for everything with this build. If you don't want to use Plague of Insects, don't. This will be powerful without it. I believe this will be patched later on, since I can't believe that something this powerful would be available. But then again, it's tough to balance out absolutely everything. Thank you all for watching, I hope you enjoyed the build, and see you all soon.